So this shouldn't be a complete shocker. Kevin Hunter was recently in court accusing Wendy Williams' guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, of depleting her fortune. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So it was just the other day that we were talking about Kevin Hunter going on social media, blasting the women that have been in his comments, telling him to get a job, and him saying that, blasting Black China, saying that she was one of the enablers of Wendy Williams during the time when Wendy Williams did not have a guardianship.
Again, I take full accountability. A lot of y'all still don't know what's going on, and you still won't know what's going on. And as per the documentary that you just saw, which was whatever, I knew nothing about it, you still don't know what's going on. And guess what? There was nothing good that came out of that. Nothing good came out of the documentary. So I don't know what was this display for. All of the people that were involved, the celebrities, half of them were involved in enabling her. So Black China, you need to go sit down before I air you out and let people know what you really did. There's a lot, but I'm not here for that. Listen, you miserable women, please stay off my page.
And was that also during the time that you were possibly allegedly an enabler, Kelvin? Maybe. Well, as you also know, Kelvin has been fighting to have his marital settlement agreement, spousal support, reinstated. It has since literally 2 years since they stopped sending, I think, over $30-something thousand to him a month. Only for Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy Williams' guardian, to sue Kelvin and say, oh, you know what? Matter of fact, you were overpaid for 3 months back in October of 2021. Petty. Like, that's a petty move. Well, a lot of people have been very concerned. There have been multiple stories and multiple reports. We even reported on Sabrina Morrissey being involved in a lawsuit where they accused her and some others of pursuing a baseless guardianship. Well, where the plot thickens, because the Sun, who has been following this Wendy Williams saga for the last few years, is now reporting an update in regards to a recent court situation between Kevin Hunter and Sabrina. All right. So they write this. They said Wendy Williams' ex Kevin Hunter accused the star's guardian Sabrina Morrissey of, quote, depleting the host's finances during a tense hearing in divorce court. The U.S. Sun obtained exclusive photos and video of Wendy's ex-husband and her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, on Friday during an explosive hearing in court over financial matters. So inside the small and otherwise empty courtroom, the former daytime TV host guardian, Sabrina, sat at one table while Kevin and his associate, a forensic auditor, Eric Pettis, sat at the other table across from the judge. One of the other things that we mentioned to you in the last story that we did covering the story, we mentioned to you that Kelvin says that he's been asking Sabrina to supply Wendy's financials, and he says he has yet to receive them. Wendy's ex is back in court after his divorce payments from the star ceased in 2022 when Wells Fargo froze her accounts. The father of two has been trying to get the former TV host's financial records from the time since they divorced through her being placed in a guardianship, as they would be needed for his discovery to bolster his argument that payments should resume. So at the start of the hour-long hearing, the judge acknowledged the difficulties in this case. Judge Michael Katz says, I know this is a difficult case for a lot of different reasons. It's difficult for both of the parties, but also because of the physical, mental health, and financial issues involved. It's difficult for both parties, and both parties need to have this resolved, the judge said before continuing, I think this case needs to go to arbitration. Kevin told the judge that he feels the matter is an emergency or emergent, of course, because Kevin has claimed in other legal documents that he is in financial distress. He says he can't pay for his health insurance. He couldn't pay for his HOA fees. Look, he also said in that recent IG post that he's working on a lot of new things that are coming. And I guess he needs money to finance those things. So he went on to cite Sabrina being named as a defendant in a case accusing her of being involved in a racketeering scheme involving another ward who is not under her guardianship. The U.S. Sun exclusively reported, as you may recall, on that case against Sabrina earlier this year. Kevin alleged not Kevin reading the blogs. Kevin alleged to the judge, Miss Morrissey is under a RICO investigation and there's a lot of malfeasance. He says, I have no problem with arbitration. I just want the documents from the finances. Have you ever been in an accident and you just weren't sure where to turn or what law firm to reach out to? If you're injured in an accident, you can check out Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. So when you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. Morgan & Morgan doesn't settle for lowball offers. Just in the past couple of months, Morgan & Morgan saw verdicts of $12 million in Florida, 34 times the highest insurance offer. $26 million in Philadelphia, 40 times highest insurance offer. Here in New York City, $6.8 million, 25 times the highest insurance offer. The fee is absolutely free unless you win. If you are in an accident or injured in any way, you should know how to protect your rights. Morgan & Morgan has modernized the injury law process so that you can submit a claim and communicate with your legal team all from a smartphone. And you all know I love easy and convenient. Did you know that you can start your claim with America's largest injury law firm with just one click? It's so easy. You can start your claim with Morgan & Morgan now at forthepeople.com/Kempire. More information will be available on Morgan & Morgan in the description. Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate because I try to be fair. I don't see a problem in Kelvin asking for the financial documents. Where I find the problem is the fact that Sabrina doesn't want to supply that information. Because as per their settlement agreement that Wendy and Kelvin had, it stated if she's not making the same amount of money that she was making at the time of their divorce, he would either receive decreased payments or no payments at all. So why not just prove she's not receiving that payment anymore? Well, some people might say, well, why does he need all that information? Well, I think part of us want to see that information because there are concerns that Sabrina Morrissey allegedly could be depleting Wendy's $1 million fortune that she worked so hard for. And everyone has been questioning Sabrina and what she's supposed to be doing for Wendy. Sidebar, Wendy owes the IRS money, and at this point, Sabrina is responsible for handling the payment of that. So Kevin went on to allege that Sabrina has claimed Wendy has no money, but he then claimed that Wendy made nearly $500,000 from her involvement in the Lifetime docuseries Where is Wendy Williams? When we were in mediation, that was when Wendy was in an agreement with Lifetime and getting paid $500,000, Kevin told Judge Katz. There were blatant lies in what Sabrina has been telling us, and we still haven't seen the bank records. And she's supposed to give us access to the retirement accounts. There has been gross negligence, and as far as her being a guardian, I don't trust this woman. I don't think any of us do, but we don't trust you either, Kelvin. Oh my God. Wendy. All this hard work. All of this that Wendy has tried to avoid in her life, to be in this place is so disheartening. The judge went on to explain to Kevin that despite any allegations against the guardian, that doesn't make this case an emergent matter. Kevin then continued and said, the guardian and Wendy's counsel have not given me a reason for stopping the payments. If Miss Morrissey had tried to modify the payments, that would be different. Because remember, that was allegedly a stipulation in their marital settlement agreement. He says, I'm not just concerned about the money, but she's come in and swooped in and depleted the accounts in that time. This has been a real travesty, Wendy's ex continued. At the conclusion of the hearing, Kevin walked out of the courtroom with a big smile on his face while Sabrina looked fairly stressed. Well, I don't know if she's stressed. I think Kelvin knows how to put on a good show because apparently that's what he had been doing with the Wendy situation for almost 20 years, especially with his whole new family situation. And apparently they're still together because he still calls that woman his lady, Sharina Hudson. So as you may recall, Sabrina, I already mentioned this, filed a lawsuit against Kelvin asking that he pay back like $112,500 in spousal support that he had received. Apparently, it should have stopped 3 months before that it did. She also asked the court to put a gag order on him so he would not be able to talk about the case. Look, as I said to you guys before, I don't trust anyone in this situation. However, I don't see a problem in if this is the situation with Sabrina in regards to you don't believe that Kelvin is entitled to any spousal support. Well, providing the information that is needed to prove that should not be a problem. It should not be a problem. No matter how we feel about Kelvin, this should not be a problem for the guardian over Wendy's accounts should be able to provide this information. Well, apparently the judge feels as if this can be settled out of court in arbitration. What do you guys think? We will continue to follow this story. It just gets sad because Wendy cannot speak for herself. Wendy cannot defend herself. We are still waiting for an update on whether or not Sabrina Morrissey will continue to be Wendy Williams' guardian, because this, apparently, being someone's guardian, is up for review every single year. Guys, as always, let's continue this conversation in the comments section. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll ask you. Follow me.